This is Daily Exchange, where the big story lives. Glad to know you're still there with us. Today we'll be looking at the impact of drug abuse and trafficking in our society. According to statistics released by the World Health Organization, you know, over 3 million deaths have been recorded annually attributed to the issue of alcohol consumption and other substances. It is also on record that over 48 million Americans struggle with the use of alcohol. What will be the impact of this on our society, and how can this trend be curtailed in our society? Let's begin our business of shaping policy in this regard by bringing in our in-house guests. We're being joined by Dr. Idauza Osamanze. Glad you have you join us this morning.
Femi, good morning. Blessing, good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
I
Good
was
Nigeria.
expecting your slogan.
Yeah,
I
good.
get it.
All right. It's expected, when you are starting a conversation on what seems to be very crucial, but on a sad note like this,
Yeah.
one needs to be sober about it. But interestingly, this was celebrated yesterday, and the essence of having a day like this is to draw attention to the impact of these kind of development in our society. Let's look at the statistics. Over 3 million deaths have been recorded annually as a result of alcohol consumption and other substances. Talk to us how bad it is when it comes to the issue of drug abuse and trafficking, and then also the war against tackling this practice in our society.
The issue of substance abuse is almost as old as man, if I want to put it that perspective. One of the biggest wars that the history ever knew was the Opium War, which was fought between Great Britain and China. Because in those years, Chinese productivity was quite high, and until the British traders brought in opium into China, and they discovered that many of the young people, when they take this substance, they go to sleep. So productivity was going down, and Chinese said, "Look, we don't want opium trade," and Britain said, "You must take it by force." You see, that's the modern history of the use and abuse of substance, which actually was started by the great powers, and that's still on. It's only that sometimes we pay some lip services to things that really dehumanizes us, whereas there are a lot of people who have great power that have a hand in all these that are happening. If you remember, last 4 years, the context in the American election is what one issue that, of course, that Donald Trump wanted to take on head on, and to say, look, we don't want substance to enter into America, but we see that they are coming into America through borders. And then, of course, the president tried to build a lot of borders to see how to stop this. And you can know what happened 3 years after. Those borders have been abandoned, and those things that of course, he didn't want to see in America, of course, are happening as we speak. So these are the real issues, because they are the great patron of these very illicit substances. And then they promote most of it in a civilized world, really. And that's why you see that a lot of us in the third world are having a really difficult time managing, because even adding more to our trouble. You don't need to be told, just go around. A friend of mine told me some story about 6 years ago. I was delivering a paper in ASCON, and I was talking about the mental disorder that was in society. And he said he thought it was a joke until he got to the mental home in Yaba, and he was shocked, because his friend told him, I said, look, there's a whole lot of that's happening. That he discovered that almost every day there is 2-3 new cases that are coming into that psychiatric home of people who are under this severe impact. So we cannot overstate the damning effect of substance abuse. But unfortunately, we still see people doing all of that. If you come to alcohol, it's the same thing. Though, of course, people have been told to write something that drink responsibly, as they say. or smokers are liable to die young. But I think stopping this whole trade is the only way to really solve it, so that the big corporations who are benefiting from the mass loss of people and very potential world leaders should be the real people to suffer this casualty. I think that's what the world can do. Let there be a protocol. As we say, there's no let us also there's no to some of these substances, and then of course we can see how to contain all these deaths and waste of lives that is accompanying abuse of substance.